Clicking to watch the second video in this survey about supporting young children and their families. As you learned in the first video, this is a community engagement project that's a collaboration between various Minnesota state agencies and many community organizations statewide. This video is about 4 minutes long and builds upon the first video found in the survey. Please take the time to watch it so you can better understand the survey questions that follow. Giving young children what they need to thrive should be simple. It should be effective and it should be fair no matter where you live, what your race is, or what your income is. And as you know now, in May of 2019, various organizations partnered with the state of Minnesota to gather community members and listen to their stories about what is needed to help young children grow and learn and be healthy and safe. In this video, we'll share what we heard about the solutions or action steps that communities offered. The survey questions that follow this video will ask you to think about which action steps that you read here in this video feel like they would make the biggest difference for families with children ages 0 to 5. In all of the community engagements, we wanted to learn what is working already. How is the early childhood system meeting families' needs already? We also wanted to know what are the strengths or assets that communities have already that they can offer to help address unmet needs. And finally, we also wanted to hear some real actions, some real solutions for how to change the early childhood system to meet families' needs. So now I'll show you some examples of what communities say is already working for them. People spoke about when they're able to access a variety of services such as financial support, medical care, childcare, housing, and food support. The availability of all of these services together to support the whole person is what allowed them to finally or eventually reach independence and thrive. That includes collaboration among local organizations or agencies. It means locally and culturally relevant programs. It could mean navigators. So those are people or resource hubs, people who are knowledgeable about services and can help families access those. And services that meet families where they are. Those programs and services are already working. Many communities already have organizations and programs that provide much needed services, and these are some examples of what we heard. ECFE, home visiting programs, Head Start, and Early Head Start. Now, I'll show you a list of specific and top-level action steps that communities statewide would like to see. And so what you'll see here and what I'll read off are the same action steps that you'll be asked to prioritize in the following survey question. Align program eligibility requirements. Create and promote recreational activities. Decrease barriers and incentivize working as a child care provider, like pay and space regulations, paperwork. Diversity, equity, and inclusion informed hiring and anti-racism trainings and culturally responsive programming. Employment strategies like job training, workplace standards, and raising wages. Navigation help, such as a person or parent educational resources or a resource hub. Incentivize and support services for communities of color by their own communities. Increase outreach to underserved communities, and state agencies trust service providers and families. As you continue with the survey, we will ask you to tell us which communities you identify with. As we engaged with different communities around Minnesota, so geographic and different regional and racial and cultural communities, we heard some different kinds of solutions and action steps. So depending on what communities you check off in the survey, we will ask you about action steps that emerged from those very communities. Thank you so much for watching and completing the survey. Your insight does matter.